What's good, people? The Last Messiah, again, another biblical interpretation video. If you ain't subscribed to the channel, you might want to hit that shit right now, because this going to be a detrimental lesson for you. Now, peep this. I know I done did these videos before or whatever. A lot of y'all caught up on them. But I think I'm going to revamp a familiar topic, which I've been going in on lately, which is the Son of Man. Now, in a previous video, I was trying to explain that the whole concept, the idea of the Son of Man in the Old Testament naturally just means a human being. Therefore, it's kind of murky or inconsistent for somebody to come in the New Testament and claim to be a Son of Man as some type of messianic title, like it means something different than just being a normal human being. And the reason for that is because in a lot of prophecy, like the book of Daniel, it speaks of a son like a man, one like unto the Son of Man, as it would say, which means someone who looks like a human being in the night vision of Daniel, which was a dream. And in this dream, it was an apocalyptic dream that basically dealt with Daniel seeing a bunch of images, apocalyptic images in his dream that the chapter interpreted and gave the readers an explanation of what these things were. Now, if anybody want to follow along with the video, you can go on your phones or get your Bibles and go directly to Daniel chapter 7. And you start reading, when it gets to verse 9, it starts talking about all of the apocalyptic events and the things that he saw, like the beast that came out of the sea with the with the four heads, the four heads, and it say there was a man who was brought before the ancient of days, who came riding on a cloud, and he was brought before the throne of the Ancient of Days, and he was given power and dominion and glory. And these other beasts that he saw coming out of the water was the nations that would oppress or be against Israel. And in the end, Israel would get dominion over these nations. So even in the book, Daniel says that when he saw the vision, he was perplexed and he didn't understand. So he went to one of the angels in his dream and asked them to interpret these things for him. So the interpretation was given in the same passage, that the four beasts were four kingdoms, and the people of Israel, or the nation, will overcome these people. So clearly the man that was in the vision, that was brought before the Ancient of Days and given the power and dominion, was a representation of Israel overpowering these nations. A lot of people read that passage and see it as being a literal prophecy of Jesus coming and getting power and dominion from God. But that's a misnomer, because as I tell you, it's a vision. It's an apocalyptic vision. So therefore, nothing you see in the image is to be taken at literal or face value. The man who came before the Ancient of Days was symbolic for the nation of Israel. So for Jesus to come along in the New Testament and someone writes that he say, oh, the Son of Man will come in the clouds and every eye will see him, that got to be false. There's no way that you can take something symbolic that represented a group of people and turn it to apply to yourself. So anyone who wants the proper interpretation of that, just go to Daniel and read from verse 9 in chapter 7 all the way to verse 20. And you'll get a complete understanding of what the chapter was all about. Now, again, I'm open to a discussion if anybody want to discuss it. If not,